Hello, you absolute legends. This is Young Excellent Men number 6, and it has got a great cover. This cover is really good. The rest of the issue doesn't live up to the quality of the cover. We have cyclist on a computer, and then a bunch of floating heads of characters who might be on this team. This issue, it gives the team possibly the worst additions it could. And Yannick at the disco isn't doing the artwork anymore. Instead, we have Oliver Bean. And this opening bit and the character who is put in charge of this squad, or why I have gone months without reviewing this one. We start and Onyx is beating up Cyclist, the real Cyclist. Onyx is angry and he is taking his anger out on Cyclist. Cyclist has done nothing wrong at all. The bad guy impersonated Cyclist, but the book is treating it like Cyclist had it coming. We also address Inky Jones's duplicity and his original plans to betray the team, and the character is stupidly validated by comparing him to Cannonballs, who started out as a recruit to the bondage club. But Cannonballs was just taken advantage of. He never did anything actively evil. But this team of youngsters, they are now getting a new leader, 2 new leaders, and they are Mary Sue Moonchild and Eclipse. Of the 4 new Muties characters who featured in this book, they picked the 2 worst ones. This is stupid. It is some more of the Christopher Clairvoyant legacy. Mary Sue Moonchild doesn't have her powers. She has been depowered since House of Mer. Why is she being put in charge of this team? What did Cannonballs or Magma do that makes them not appropriate to lead this team? Mary Sue Moonchild is just a walking target. Why are they keeping her around at all? I fucking cannot stand this bullshit we always have with the Excellent Men. And it is always stupid female characters like Mary Sue Moonchild or Buffy Pride or Storms. They lose their powers, but even without them, they fall upwards. They are so amazing and perfect that they can lead a team even without muty powers. It's absolute shite. And Mary Sue Moonchild doesn't even have any prior relationships with these characters. She spent most of her story arc knocked out. It's just outrageous that this shit character once again gets put up on a pedestal by this franchise that just cannot escape the poisonous touch of Christopher Clairvoyant. My patience for this book and this series runs out with this issue. I liked the basic idea of getting some of the kids together for a new team. I liked some of the choices. I even tolerated Inky Jones for that first story. I like the art here. Oliver Bean, not as good as Yannick at the Disco, but preferable to the dog shit artists who follow him on this series. But if you're going to expand the cast, expand it to include some more of the other students like Serg or the Welsh one, both of whom are on the cover and not in this issue. Divin over all the books 6 issues in so that you can have a depowered Mary Sue Moonchild take over things. Here is some backstory exposition on Gay Malcolm. It is here we find out that he is an ancestor of Dr. X. Gay Malcolm just doesn't go anywhere as a character. I will look at that one solo story they did with him, but he really doesn't amount to anything. This is the best scene in the comic. It is the superior scene between Onyx and Cyclist, with Cyclist hugging Onyx and comforting him for the loss of his friend. Nearly going to make up for the rest of the comic, just giving up and going home. This series, it has struggled from not really focusing on any of the characters yet. And this issue gives us tiny bits of that, which is good. There is a scene with Dusk and Good Tights. And this is long-term plotting. This will eventually end up being important when we get a coming second. Good Tights being a prisoner and his attempts to manipulate Dusk. We also have the expected apology scene with Inky Jones and Blind Spot. Some more good news is that Blind Spot, she is being dropped from the book. But I would have still preferred her over Mary Sue Moonchild. Blind Spot, the problem with her is that there isn't any character there. She is just the plot device who rambles on vaguely about things that are going to happen. Had the book tried to give her more of a personality, this page even fails to do that. If they had tried to develop her as a character, I would have had no issue with her being part of the book. She has more reason to be in this book than fucking Mary Sue Moonchild. And the two of them, Mary Sue Moonchild and Eclipse, they are just ripping off Cyclist's costume here. And let's end with another addition to the cast, but an actually good one this time, which is Beast Boy. He should have been there since the start. He is another established one with a lot of fans. He is Onyx's best friend. And after this, the book doesn't do anything with him. There is little glimpses in this issue of what this series could have been. The scene with Dusk, the stuff with Onyx and Cyclist, even the Inky Jones bits. People want to see these characters, at least the ones who were in the series that came before this, people want to see those guys and their various dramas. I wasn't getting this series in the hopes that 6 issues in, they might hand the team over to a character who had no justification for even being in any Excellent Men books at that point. I definitely didn't give this a recommendation, but I did give it a 7 thumbs up.